So we're out here today in Winchester, Virginia, about an hour and a half west of Washington, D.C. And right behind me, you'll notice there's a shooting line. And this is the 151st National Matches for the North-South Skirmish Association. Let's check it out and see what this match is all about.
Our nationals are big events we have twice a year where we get people from all 13 regions coming together here to Fort Shenandoah and determine our national champions twice for all the different disciplines we do. So we've got cap and ball revolver, single shot pistol, breech loaders, carbines, smoothbore, single shot, musket, artillery, and mortar. So we have 5 full days of a lot of gunfire, a lot of powder being expended, and a lot of fun.
The national musket match, we usually have 3 relays of musket teams. In the past, we've had more, but over the years, things change. And we have approximately 67 positions that we fill. So we can hold roughly 200 teams in that 3-phase situation, and it works well.
The challenges in the musket match, that's always different. It changes. At the national level, we shoot the same targets every time. We shoot our pigeons, hanging pigeons, tile. We've replaced the pots with wood blocks, and at a 100 yard, we shoot the 6-inch tile. All of the other individual matches, local and regional matches, the targets can change. Anything from a hanging can to charcoal briquettes to make the match fun, and maybe even the order that you're required to shoot them. The challenges here, definitely weather, as we had this weekend. Sunlight can push your groups up and down, especially since you're shooting everything with iron sights. It does change. You get a little sun, you have to push down or pull up a little bit on the target to keep hitting your targets.
The enemy is the clock. You're trying to break these small targets at 50 or 100 yards as quickly as you can. So you have to load rapidly and shoot accurately, and it doesn't pay to miss.
We shoot against the clock. Each team is on the firing line, a horn blows, and the time starts. There are targets to be shot down. They're all breakable. When the team finishes those targets, the line judge snaps the clock, stops the clock, and a time is given. Each event is timed, and when it's all over, whoever has the smallest amount of time wins. And we go into the hundredths of seconds. And there have been times over the years where teams have won literally by 100, 200, 300ths of a second. And the competition is fierce, mostly very friendly.
Folks who finish first or finish in any particular order, they're all on a stopwatch. And the folks that end up after the 5-event match, the folks with the lowest cumulative score win the medals.
The history of the match, it started actually 75 years ago in 1950. Individual by the name of Jack Rawls saw an article in the muzzleloading magazine from a guy by the name of Ernie Peterkin, who was talking about his little group that did Civil War shooting. Jack was, I think, down Norfolk at the time. And he's like, this is kind of fun. The two started corresponding. They decided to meet in Berwyn, Pennsylvania for a match. They did it, the South won. We haven't forgiven them since because I shoot on a Union team. But since then, it's been 150, and this is our 151st time that we've had all the group together to shoot.
So out here at Fort Shenandoah, you're going to see a mix of Civil War era firearms. You're going to see a lot of 1861 Springfields, 63 Springfields, Remingtons, Lorenz rifles, you name it, it's going to be here. And this is living history at its finest.
So the prep work that we get involved in to shoot the musket match is If we take the first step, we've got to cast our own projectiles. There's not many places where you can go buy the projectiles that we use. And then each projectile in each gun is unique compared to its size and which bullet you may prefer to shoot. So a Hodgkin bullet may shoot in one gun but may not shoot in another just because of the twist of the rifling. So you may shoot an old style mini or a heavy mini. And then once you get through that phase and you've cast them, you've sized them, of course getting powder, developing a powder charge. And most of the powder charges are very unique. Some guys think they can get down to a half a grain in powder charges, but most of them are within 2 to 3 grains of each other.
With round ball, you typically shoot for yourself. It's one person. With here, it's a team effort, and that's pretty cool, because if you aren't on one day and somebody else is, you can kind of make up for each other, and it's a thrill when you can get that last shot, get that last target, you know, so it's pretty nice.
If you prepare properly, if you get your gun sighted in, get the right ammunition, the sights on the gun appropriate, and practice, when you come here, the shooting part should be okay. For a lot of guys, when the competition starts, the horn blows and the guns go off and the smoke is filling the air, they get a little nervous, they get a little hyper, and they've got to learn to keep under control. But you got to be able to keep your wits about you. And as the targets get hit, and there's fewer and fewer, and you know the clock is ticking, guys they'll lose their cool, you know. So you can really tell what teams can keep it under control and have a steady rate of fire. And that's important, real important.
For the firearms, the musket match that we're seeing on here, they are either original muskets that were issued during the war or a reproduction of that meets the qualifications and the measurements of the original musket. So if I decide I'm going to make a musket and I take a lock from this and a barrel from that and this, we have a small arms committee that inspects that. They measure it, say your front sight is in the proper position, your rear sight's in the proper position, the proper kind of sight, everything else is good, and they'll sign off on what they call a small arms committee card, SAT card, and that allows you to shoot the match with that musket. If it is an original or if it's one of the approved reproductions, you don't have to go through that inspection.
I've been shooting for about 30 years. It'll be 30 years next year. My dad over there will be 89 in October, and he's been shooting for a long time. Two of my daughters shoot. My granddaughter shoots, so there's 4 generations of us on the line today. My brothers have shot, my son has shot, my cousins have shot, my nephew has shot, my brother shoots. They're on the 8th, we're on Choose. And it's a family tradition, and we love being here together. It's a really family-orientated organization, and we love the time we share together doing the sport. It's great.
History, camaraderie, and competition are the 3 bywords of the NSSA. History, well, obviously we're dressed, accoutered, and shoot period firearms from the Civil War. If a firearm was used in the Civil War, we have a match for it. Whether it's a single-shot pistol or whether it's muskets or cannons or mortars, yes, the NSSA competes in that area.
Biggest thing I can think of is to go to one of the regional matches, because we have regional matches all over the eastern half of the United States, or the national match here at Fort Shenandoah. Observe the match, talk to the competitors. Sometimes at some of the regional matches, we'll let people that are not members fire a musket, feel what it's like, see what it's like. That's what got me bitten in 25 plus years ago. I did it once, like, God, I got to do this again.
Bet 99% of us are members of the NRA. We greatly appreciate everything that you do to defend the Second Amendment and this very unique hobby that we enjoy. This is like the Super Bowl, it's like the Stanley Cup, it's the World Series of what we do.